good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Could you really, you just gonna do? I didn't even get past the intro, and we already started with this. Hey, everybody, welcome to Life of Logan TV. As you can see in studio, I have a guest with me today for the Father's Day edition. My son. Go ahead, go ahead, and talk to the people.
My name is Khalil Logan. I am Stephen Logan's son.
The,
and
the fact that you gave your full government name, well, part of your full government name,
man,
and
that's all
you don't even know if people even know my full government
well,
name.
I just said your government.
Go ahead,
I
continue.
don't really got nothing else to say. Is it?
Okay, all right. Well, you all, this is a special Father's Day episode. I just wanted to come to you all today on Father's Day with my son, and he doesn't even know I'm about to do this, but I got something I want to go on ahead and share with him, and hopefully you all can understand it too, and hopefully it impacts you. But as much as today is about, it's nothing bad, Khalil.
Okay.
It's this guy, this guy right here, this guy right here. Anyway, as much as today is about me, as much as today is Father's Day, I want to give you your flowers, and I want to say thank you to you because without you, I could not celebrate it. So as much as this is about me, this is also about you because without you being here, without you existing, without you being born and July 20th, 2007 being like the greatest day of my life, still to this day, I cannot celebrate. So I just want to tell you, son, that I know I tell you this all the time, whatever, but now we sharing it with the world that I love you and I'm so grateful for you. And I could not celebrate this day. I couldn't be a father without you. So thank you for helping me fulfill what has really been a lifelong dream of being a father.
Trying to make me tear up, bro.
I'm not trying to make you. I'm not trying to make you tear up, but I know you're going to keep on making jokes, so you don't have to tear up. It's okay. But so yeah, Father's Day. Father's Day is very important to. It's very important to me as someone who grew up whose dad wasn't involved in their life, and I still had male figures in my life. I had very strong male figures in my life. Shout out to my uncles. And but it's different from it being your dad there. And I tell you this all the time, like when I pick you up from school or when I take you to school or whatever, those are like for it to be something so simple, like that's like a cherished moment for me because I didn't have anything like that. And you know this about me that whatever I am not, or whatever skills that I don't have or I lack or whatever, or what I feel like I'm missing in my life or people I'm missing in my life, I make it a point to become that. So being your dad has helped me become the dad that I wish I had or whatever, and also kind of like go back and parent myself in a way, like the unhealed and the trauma filled parts of my childhood. So again, I thank you for that because without you, we wouldn't be here. This is where you say something. We're having a
I don't
conversation,
really got
son.
nothing to say.
Okay. All right. Okay. So all right. Hey, yeah, life of a teenager. Okay. Oh, so yeah. Well, I'll ask you a question then. So when you hear the word father, what does that make you think? Outside of just thinking about like me, like what would the definition of the word father be to you?
Someone who is like there for their son, just like a role, like a male role model that's like always there for their son, and they're like a young black man in America could like look up to
Yeah.
and have some type of guidance in the world. Cause it isn't that much guidance nowadays. And shout out to all the like all the mothers out there trying to take care of their kids and everything who don't like if they like single parent to everything. But usually like a boy will need like a male role model, even if it's not a dad. He just needs like a male role model in his life. Can someone be like his father, even if it's not like blood related or anything like that. That's how I think of it.
Mhm. Yeah, that's very good. I mean, and as he said, shout out to the single parents out there. And I'm not saying anything controversial or whatever, but a woman can't raise a man. Like, well, she can, but not like in the way that a man being involved in that child's life can raise them. The same way, if you're a single dad, you can't really raise your daughter um, the same way that you would if, like, her mother was involved in her life or whatever. So it is important that the co-parenting aspect is very important in how we navigate things. I'm not gonna even edit any of this out. You are over there playing with that retainer in your mouth, and I'm really trying to make a really good and deep point. No, I mean it's fine. Again, ladies and gentlemen, teenagers. But the importance of having just those positive role models, like you said, in your life or whatever, because leave it up to society, leave it up to the world, leave it up to your knucklehead friends. And I'm not talking about your friends are knuckleheads. Well, a couple of them are, but leave it up to like their friends and everything or whatever. Like, come on now, like that's like the blind leading the blind. So it is important to have proper leadership and guidance in this world. So obviously, Khalil, I know that you're not a parent. You're not a parent yet, or I mean, well, we'll talk about that on camera if you actually want to have kids or not, or if you want to answer on her or whatever. Like someday, I know for me, I'll say for me to maybe make you a little bit more comfortable as you side eye me. Um, when I was younger, like I used to dream about being a dad. Like I used to dream about being a father. I also dreamt about it was gonna be husband then, then that or whatever. But irregardless of how things turned out or whatever, like I love being a dad. I love being a dad. Like that is like one of my crowning achievements in life is being your dad. So it doesn't bother me when people be like, "Oh, Khalil's dad" or whatever. Even when people get my name wrong or whatever, they don't even ask me my name. People just say, "Oh, you must be Big Khalil," and I'm like, "Your teachers have said that to me," and I'm like, you see this kid's paperwork? It ain't got no junior on there at all. Like, like you must be. You know what I'm saying? Like people just assume. But it is really it is Khalil, you do know that we're recording, right?
I can't be myself on camera.
You can be yourself on camera. Look, peek behind the curtain. And another thing, you don't even know anything about this, but in the future, my dream is to even if something were to happen to me or something like that, my dream is actually that this one right here, my lineage actually takes over Life of Logan TV and keeps things going or whatever, because I do feel like channels like this where we talk about mental health and emotional well-being of men and just people period, and how to like navigate and be healthy communicators. And another thing about not just being a man but just period or whatever, accountability. I'm big on that. Like even you can tell the people it's been times where like I probably like came at you or came at you wrong, and what do I do?
Come back and apologize.
Say it again for the people in the back.
Come back and
Yeah,
apologize.
exactly. I come back and apologize, and that's something that we as parents we must do. Our parents, the generation before us. Again, I'm a man in my late 30s, so you just
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was. I, I, all right, you can, you can continue.
I don't understand what was so funny about me saying a man in my late 30s. I feel like the Don Cheadle Kevin Hart moment, and we ain't even like. You know what clip I'm talking about, right? As long as you ain't acting like that, but you might as well like what? let's just take a quick aside here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry. This happens a lot in our household. What was, pray tell, what was so, what did you find, where was the hilarity in that found, my dear
I
son?
didn't know you was that old. Thought you was younger than that.
You know, 39 isn't old, right? I mean, granted, I am, it's very close, it's as close to 40 as you can get without being 40. But, I mean, but, hey, you got a dad who look, the fact that you ain't know I was that old. I mean, I look young. I mean, I look young or whatever. You see me with like my weight loss and everything or whatever. Like I look like Superman. I think your friends that have seen me think that I'm pretty cool or whatever. They don't look at me like no old fogey.
That's because, dude, you pulled up to the cross country meet in sports gear and you look like a big black man. And they was like, that's your dad? I was like, yeah. They was like, why you so small? And I was like, he was small when he was my age too. But no, you just look big and bulky and built. That's literally the reason why nobody talks about you.
I mean, but what you want me to do? You want me to look you want me to look flabby and sick and run
No,
down?
no,
You want me to have a flat top?
mm-mm, nope,
Fuck.
no.
Hey, because when I was coming up, I saw some people's parents and they was like in their 40s or like they was around my age, and I was like, ooh, what happened to you? So like I will say this. The late 30s crowd that I'm currently in now, well, some people, but for the most part, the late 30s crowd that I'm in now does not look like what the late 30s crowd did when I was like growing up. And for that I'm grateful. And that's why I always preach to you like about like nutrition and exercising and just like like good healthy living or whatever. And even healthy living in terms of like the people that you use to associate yourself with, or like people that you use to date, people that you date, or whatever, because that determines a lot of like your healthy lifestyle too, and having youthful and young looking skin, and your blood pressure ain't up, and kids do that enough. You ain't just so that is very important or whatever, and like the discipline aspect of it. I know you think I'm a crazy person. I'm sure you want to yield the floor so you can go on and tell. Don't say anything that's gonna get me canceled. I work very hard on this YouTube
I ain't
channel.
gonna say anything that's gonna get you canceled, but
I know you think I'm crazy with. Let's just keep it to like my. I'm crazy in terms of discipline of my workout routine. I got to give you parameters to operate in.
yeah, that. Because if I say anything, he gonna get canceled. He gonna go to jail. That was
Go
a
go
joke.
ahead.
That was a
Go.
joke. That was a joke. That was a joke. Don't take this serious. He don't be doing nothing.
Okay. So like this morning, I know we had that talk this morning about like how I was up and like gone or whatever, and like
Oh,
the other times where like I just be like just being disciplined, like even with like when I lost like all that weight, just like I can't eat certain things anymore. I refuse to eat certain things, or if I do have them, like the portion control, like those are some things that I hope that like you see through me. You see me doing it, even if you maybe don't apply it, which I know I've been a kid before, and you have to, that when we tell our children things, sometimes like we know our children aren't listening because we didn't really take heed to everything our parents told us when we were kids, at least not when they first told us. Sometimes we had to go through things. We had to find some things out the hard way or whatever. And I know we've experienced that too or whatever. And you got to just find out things the hard way or whatever. And then you start thinking to yourself afterwards, like, if I would have just listened.
that's happened a couple of times. It'll be like I realize that I'm like, man, I like, or it'll be like some stuff that like happen, and y'all would even have to tell me that. I just like, I should have did that. I'm like, I should have
I
just
should
went.
have listened.
I should have went my own way. I
I
shouldn't have did that.
should have listened. Because we know, because we've seen it before. And like a lot of the times, not saying that you do this, but you probably might think like this, but a lot of the times, y'all young people, y'all tend to think that we're trying to like stop y'all fun and stuff like that or whatever. And that's not even the case. Like nobody's trying to stop your fun. Nobody's trying to stop you from living your life. It's just the fact that look at it like this. I've been your age before. I've been in your shoes before. I may not know exactly everything that you're going through, but I got a good idea about a strong 80% of it, of what you're going through. And then the other parts, like you fill me in when like we talk and everything. Um, but you have no idea what it's like to be me in my age. So that's why I say like we can, learn to like listen more to like people who have done it before than listening to people who are doing it with you and they're running the same. They started at the same point that you did of the race. Like I'm a little bit ahead of all of y'all or whatever. So that's why I be like, hey, like even like I tell you, like with the terms of like, what I'm saying, like even breaking it down with like girls or whatever, or people that you're friends with, like, hey, like, what I'm saying? Like we had those type of conversations. And so I'm sorry, so you were saying so you can finish your point of saying about how you feel that I guess yeah, I like that. Tell me more about about why you feel you should have listened to me.
Of course, like that. But it just be like the immediate fact after. It'd be like once you let stuff sit in and you realize how you looking after the stuff happen. You like I should have listened to my parents. Like especially they told you not to do it. Like I remember one time my mom told me not to go outside, and I asked my papa could I go outside. I went outside. We was playing football, and I snapped my face. You mean when I snapped my face on the fence?
Yep.
I did that. I came back in. I'm on the phone with like a group of my friends. We all on the phone. One of them was like, "Dang." Then one of them said like, I got poop on my face." I remember like going to sleep that night. I like once my mom came home and said something about it. I was always looking into like the mirror. I was like, man, my face look disfigured.
Yeah, I
And
remember
then
that.
someone told me like the white meat was showing. I was like, man, this need to hurry to get healed.
Yeah. I remember hearing that story or whatever, like, because I think I had just like dropped you off like that morning or something like that or whatever. And I was just like, not even 24 hours later. Like, but yeah, and we can, and that's the thing or whatever, like you can value or whatever, because I know it's been plenty of times that like, yo, Gigi has told me something, like when I was younger or whatever, and I didn't listen, and it's like that instant karma or whatever. It's just like,
Like you should have stayed. You
dang.
should have listened.
And it ain't nothing worse than something happening. Like, cause we, let's just call it what it is. We did what we wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? You do what you want to do or whatever. Like that's the kind of like the beautiful and sometimes scary thing about living or whatever. It's just like you got free will to do whatever you want to do, but it's just about are you ready for the consequences? A friend of mine, she always says, "Do what you can afford." And unfortunately, we think that we have a lot more in the bank than what we do. And when it the figurative bank or whatever, we think we have a lot more in there, a lot more assets in there than we do. And we find out quickly that no, you don't, because there is nothing worse than doing something. Number one, that you know you weren't supposed to do. Two, that you were told not to do. And then when you do it,
Man,
you start hearing the voice of the person who told you not to do it. And it seems to almost play out almost, and you can attest to this, it seems to play out almost exactly how they said it would. It make you feel like it's a hidden camera somewhere.
they'll tell you what's gonna happen. You'll do it, and it'll happen just like that. And the whole time this stuff is going on, this is the advice for any young men like watching anybody younger near my age. This is like when it's happening, it's like that repeat. It's like that message playing back in your head like a tape. It's like playing back in your head. It's like this is finna happen. Don't do it. And mind you, the stuff that they say gonna happen is happening right then and there, and you just hearing this in your head, and you just like, really, dude?
If
Like you,
only I would have
you
listened.
just you mad at everything. You like,
But what you mad for? You did what you wanted to
but
do.
then it's like once you realize that all they was right and like everything actually going bad, you be like,
Yeah.
I want to go home. I don't want to be here.
And you know what? That's something that we don't have when we're younger. Unfortunately, we don't have the ability of forward thinking. like when you're young, you're impulsive. You just on go. You just as soon as my feet
But
hit the
then
floor.
some of the stuff about it is some people do have forward thinking. I've had that sometimes, but then I'll be like, maybe I'm just overthinking it. Maybe that won't happen, and it'll happen. I'll be like,
You need to learn how to trust yourself. You ain't getting them thoughts for no reason. That's what I'm talking
I'll
about.
be thinking I'm just overthinking. So I'll be all right.
Forward thinking is thinking about yourself and then being like, oh, wait a minute, that is a possibility. Like, and then be like, oh, if that were to happen, would I be okay with like looking at my mom or dad, or even as an adult? If that were to happen, would I be okay with like looking at my family or friends, or if you're in a relationship, or if you're married or something like that? Would I be okay with looking at this person and being like, XYZ happened, so yeah, there's that. Like, and like we a little bit of current event. We talked about the John Morant stuff, and
Dude, he just stupid.
we talked about that or whatever. Not just that or whatever. Yes, very foolish, but we talked about how
What you got on this microphone? My bad. Continue.
don't worry, we'll be done very soon or whatever. I can tell your attention span is waning.
No, it's not that. I was just asking what you got on the microphone. They're like rubber. What? Not rubber, but like
How am I clipping it on there?
no. What is that? This
That's like a that's
ain't that
like
like the fabric that
oh,
go on there?
okay. I'm pretty sure that's your voice is going crazy in people's ears.
My bad.
Um, but like we talked about, lack of forward thinking with the John Morant thing or whatever. Like, I told you about how like he has like a firearm that well, it looks like a firearm, but it's actually a lighter.
He waited
And,
too long to say
and
something
right,
like
he
that.
waited too long to say it because he's not forward thinking. Because granted, it's never good to lie, but at least if you're a little
If you
bit
was
forward,
gonna lie about it, you should have did it right
right,
after, dude. He
and
did it like weeks later.
yeah, and that's part of like forward thinking. It's just like, oh, that's just like you're in a relationship or something like that or whatever, and somebody asks to see your phone, and you be like, "No, you can't see my phone."
And
And
then
then a
you like,
couple hours later, then you come back and you like, "Here you go." And it's just like forward thinking will tell you,
now it makes you look bad because they was like, so you had to like all that. Now you want to give me your
yeah, you
phone.
just did a full sweep on everything, and that's where forward thinking comes into play or whatever. And that's another
Or I
thing,
mean, just don't do sneaky
right? And
stuff at all.
that's right, and that's the point I was about to make or whatever. Like your forward thinking will tell you, like, "Hey, if I do this, it I may have to answer for it." And then you quickly find out that it ain't a good answer for the stuff other than I just wanted to do it. And then you realize that's not a good answer.
Or just don't be sneaky at all.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You
I know.
know,
I was just saying, like, like with that whole situation with the phone thing. I'm just saying, don't be sneaky at all.
right? That too,
Cause
right?
once you get caught up, then what you gonna do? Sit there looking dumb? You gonna be over here like this?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's what most people do. Sit there and look dumb.
Cause what you gonna say? What you gonna say? It was in the moment. Like what?
Right. But that's another part of it or whatever. So, that's another thing I like just trying to like preach to you or whatever. Like I'm not trying to block your fun. I'm not trying to stop you from having fun. If anything, I'm trying to say if you like you're gonna be 16 next month and getting your license or whatever. And we were talking about him driving and I was just letting him know whatever, like I'm always gonna be scared for you to like I don't care how old you are, because no matter how old you are, you still gonna be my son. And like I know how these fools drive out here crazy. You done witnessed a few people drive crazy. Um, I never want that. Like, just, like that's so scary. You know what I'm saying? And that's another thing about being a parent. I don't think y'all understand. Like y'all think that we're just like overbearing and stuff on y'all, whatever. Like this world is terrifying. Like there have been plenty of nights where um especially like if you're like out like at a kickback or whatever y'all call them, or like out like at a dance at school, or like you go out with like your cross country or track team or something like that or whatever, and y'all like out for like a minute or whatever, and like your phone die, like that make my heart drop. Like I'm just like, oh my god, because where's my son at? Like I don't know, like what I'm saying, like and it's just kind of like as soon as you contact me, then it's just like, okay, cool. Like I can breathe a sigh of relief or whatever. And that's something I didn't really understand either as a child. Like I would, what I'm saying, like go out or whatever and wouldn't even have a courtesy to like, what I'm saying, be like, hey, I'm out with so and so, or what I'm saying, and things like that or whatever. And then when I come back and your GG knucking and bucking at me, I'm looking like, what's your problem or whatever. But then as I've gotten older, like I understand or whatever, it's just like you always gonna be somebody's child. And we know as adults because we done been outside for a few summers. So we know what it's like out there. We know how like anything can happen or whatever. So um it's just really just kind of like a it's not really being overprotective, but in this day and age, like you gonna need somebody to be kind of like be overprotective of you or whatever, to kind of like watch and see like the potholes and stuff in the path that you're ahead to try and help you avoid them. Like I don't want you to be perfect because being perfect is a myth. I want you to make new mistakes. I don't want you to make the same mistakes that I made. And that's why I tell you, and I'm so like um that's why I'm so like vulnerable and open about the mistakes I made or whatever, because I'm gonna tell you, look, I made this mistake. This is how I got to that mistake. These are the events that led up to it. You're gonna make mistakes. Just make new ones than what the ones I warned you about. So, ladies and gentlemen, that has been another video courtesy of Life of Logan TV. You have anything you want to say to my audience before you go?
Uh, I promise you, I'm not weird, and I wasn't trying to ignore him at all. I just got a short attention span, and I just be looking around a lot. So before y'all go in the comments and start tripping, oh, your son look like he care. I promise you, I was taking everything he was saying. I just be looking around.
He does. He does. He actually does. He battles ADHD, so he
You
does
make
or
me sound
whatever.
autistic.
So you're not. He battles ADHD. So but this is something that I know or whatever. So that's why I'm like, I'm not even tripping or whatever. Even when I was like fussing and messing with him when we first started, that was only because I knew something like that was gonna happen. I just thought I was gonna be able to make it through my intro first before it happened, and I was proven wrong on that one.
You really just had to put it out there. You was proven wrong.
I mean, I was or whatever. Like if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I had faith that it wouldn't happen that soon, and it was like, man, it was less than 10 seconds. Like I think that's a new world record for us. Like, again, Khalil, man, I just want to just tell you that I love you and like thank you because you may not realize this, but being your dad gave me purpose through has given me purpose through so many dark times in my life. Because I think about battles I've had with depression and things like that or whatever, and it's always been that shining light right there or whatever, like the shining light of the sun, SON, the shining light of the sun.
Oh, see, you confused me with that one because like the sun is like SUN, and then like you meant like boy's son is like SON. But wait, how can a human shine?
Your aura,
Oh,
you're bright,
or is actually real?
your love.
I thought that
So you really just don't you just blocked out that whole conversation we had about that, huh?
we had a conversation about Oreo on her.
Okay, well, not on her.
Oh, well
Just
no,
like in life, like we've
I
had.
swear I don't be thinking. I thought Oreo was a myth. I didn't think that like Oreo could actually be a thing.
We've had conversations outside of this.
Hey, I just think you be on a different type of mindset at the time.
I mean, I do because I kind of look at things
Are you
from.
a celestial being?
I we'll talk about that off camera. Anyway, anyway, anyway. Did you have anything else you wanted to say?
Uh,
I think I was in the middle of trying to like give you your flowers again or whatever. You totally derailed that. But go ahead. I'll recover. But go ahead.
I don't really got nothing to say.
Okay, but Khalil, I do just want to let you know that like being your dad has given me so much purpose in life or whatever. Even at times where I felt like lost or whatever, I knew that if nothing else, I was going to be this pleasant, loving, gentle, caring young man's dad. So it was just like, forget it. I'm gonna keep on rocking. And I know you're gonna be graduating in, shoot, 2 short years, 2 very short years or whatever. And as I'm having to go from being the transition stage of being like grand overseer of your life to like a trusted advisor, I do just want to continue. I know I tell you this all the time, but now we got to capture the moment in history or whatever that I'm always going to be your dad. I'm always going to not only be on the front line for you, but I'm also going to be the last line of defense for you and everything else in between. And I got your back, dude, no matter what, okay?
So if I go to jail, you gonna bail me out? I mean, I appreciate you. Yes, I do appreciate you. I love you too. But like that's a genuine question.
This is what happens all the time, whatever. I come in with the sweet, sentimental moments or whatever of, you know what I'm saying, that, hey, being an emotional dad and letting you know that, hey, it's okay to be in touch with your emotions and everything. And I get hit with that. Yes, fool, I will go and bail you out of jail. Don't make it a habit.
I'm not gonna make it.
And try your best not to go.
I am gonna try my best.
Okay, all right.
If I somehow get in there.
Okay, okay. All right. Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in to Life of Logan TV. Thank you for tuning into this special Father's Day episode. Y'all probably just got to see me in a whole new light. And I'm happy for that or whatever. I love being a dad. I love being a father. I was made to be a father, and I'm so happy that you gave me the opportunity to be a father. And
I didn't even know I was gonna be your son. But I am thankful for it. Thank you, God. But let's say amen.
amen. Amen. So, come on, come here. Hey, sign it off. Oh, before I go, make sure that you remember to like, comment, share, and if you're gonna do all that, you might as well subscribe to the channel. Make sure that you hit the notification bell. You are a goofball. Make sure that you hit the notification bell so you're always alerted whenever I drop one of these videos. And he might be back on the channel.
Let me go.
He might be back on the channel. Hey, as always, you know my tagline, right?
No.
You don't listen to any of my, you don't watch any of my videos?
I do, but I be forgetting the tagline.
Anyway, the tagline. All right, the tagline. All right, as always, y'all, love yourself, love each other, be good to each other. Now go be great. And as always, till next time, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.